because we're not good retail operators. That's like saying to I don't know what you do here.
Right.
That's like, I don't know how they do the carrier of the broadcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So a store is a different, like we know how to make clothes. We know how to make them good. Da, 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 da. To own a retail shop,
That's an art.
Right.
you have to know how to put it up there. The software, the shipping the goods in, shipping goods out, taking goods back, customer service,
Never mind the lease of the place.
The lease of the place. So they're different.
Retail's a whole different
insurance.
So what he did was probably he already knew the Balenciaga because they have different divisions, and it's licensing, like we said. That's exactly what we did. Like we had FUBU stores, and we still do in certain countries. But it's somebody who's an expert operator. They have 10 Donna Karan stores. They have 10 FUBU stores. They have 10 this, 10 that. So that's why, because you don't want to get the way to. Disney does not own all of it. They license it. When you see Mickey Mouse
stores,
yeah, well, a lot of it would be Disney. Some would be Disney store, but they'll license out. Think about all the licenses Disney have. You can get keychains all the way. They're not making that stuff. They're licensing that out.
You can get like Star Wars everything. That's because they're licensing.
Right.
And that's Disney.
Like even when you saw Daymond with the Marvel.
Right.
That was a licensing deal we did with Marvel.
Yeah, because I helped license that to Actively Black, right? So it's all about licensing is the quickest way to grow your brand, extend your brand, and revenue.
Can I ask a quick? This is going to be a little bit of a veer off, but talking about licensing Marvel for the average. Let's say there's a person creating their own brand and they want to license a big brand like a Marvel or a Star Wars. How difficult is that?
Extremely difficult. You gotta come to me. You gotta come to somebody like me.
You got it now. You just
you gotta come to somebody like me who can talk to them, who say, give this young person a shot.
Because you have to have sales and all that. You got to be popular to even have that conversation.
And a lot of times you're not even communicating with Marvel. You're communicating with someone that already holds the license.
But let me give you something that you guys do. Think about George Lucas when he sold his brand. Mm-hmm. He sold Star Wars, the George Lucas brand. He sold it to Disney.
To Disney, right. We love his story.
Content, right? Star Wars, right? How much do you think it sold for? Anybody will go?
Was it $1 billion?
3.8 billion.
Right.
Right?
Which he regrets, kind of.
You know how much Peppa Pig sold for? 4.2 billion.
Shit, well, Bluey better.
I don't know what Peppa Pig
handle
is.
it because Bluey's bigger than Peppa Pig now.
I don't want to be culturally inappropriate and talk like Peppa Pig.
No, please don't like Peppa Pig. It's okay. On
Started on YouTube.
Yeah.
All of Star Wars. Darth Vader, Obi, the whole family. The whole IP, 3.8 billion. Peppa Pig on YouTube for a cartoon of a pig, because of licensing all the toys and everything, $4.2 billion.
I don't see how that was smart, though. Because Peppa Pig Land and Legoland is terrible. Well, actually, that's the only thing good about Legoland.
I don't even know who Peppa Pig is.
And I got kids. I got little kids, so I'm in it.
Oh, I know you.
I'm lost right now.
I know you. You're going to know who Peppa Pig is.
Bluey's done for $20 billion. Bluey's off
You're going
the
to be having a
chain.
Peppa Pig accent next time.
I'm completely lost.
What
Y'all don't know
the
about
drink
Bluey
champ?
either? No Bluey?
Nah,
No Bluey?
good.
I know Bluey's off the chain.
There you
Disney
go.
bought Bluey, though.
So
my kids grown.
So anybody here has an IP, an idea, something else like that, the idea is to do the best you can of it and create a core audience and go to somebody else and say, let me tell you something. I know exactly what 18 years old to 25 years old want, who make about this amount of income, who watch this amount of time, because you have the analytics. And then you can say to somebody, once you give them that information, you can say, now you can replicate this in the other areas that they like and they love. And that's exactly what we've been able to do with FUBU and have great partners. And you got other people who say, you know what? I make the best peanuts in the world, but I don't have something like a Drink Champs to say, do you want, when you're drinking, some great salty snacks?
Peanut Champs?
I want the Drink Champ peanuts. Whenever you're drinking, what you gonna need?
Fat Joe, let's just take the car.
I'm going to go back.
I'm filming Drink Chats with FUBU. I'll be there tomorrow.
Rewind, Fat Joe. Rewind.
Rewind our time.
I'm about to not rewind.
We'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there. We pull up on you. I hit you as soon as I finish.
Fat Joe's one of the first stores to ever buy our stuff, and we were bringing it to his store in the Bronx in the back of our trunk.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe,
I used to take them to our warehouse, pick out the clothes for them, and count all the money in cash. It take me like freaking 8 hours.
We only sold to 8 stores in New York, and Fat Joe was the 4th store in New York City to ever buy our stuff, and we were still in the house making it at first. And he used to come out and he was a legend and still is a legend to me, and be like, "Yo, man. All right, I'll buy your shit. Let's just buy it."
All cash, no credit. All cash.
All cash. I guess I was a
All cash.
Let's make some noise and jokes. He'll be on the street. He didn't have a problem with credit. He didn't have a problem with credit. That was definitely still street money. That's right. No, I'm just playing around. So you guys just said something. For a person that's trying to be the next FUBU, right? And what I mean, I don't mean it like the statement FUBU, like owning and being independent, but actually trying to make clothes. You guys don't make the clothes yourselves, do y'all?
We make some of them. We still make some of it now. We always make
by hand, or how does this work? Like I'm asking.
I ain't gonna go knit you no blanket in the back.
Yeah.
We still make a portion of it, but we have like maybe 35 divisions. We have a great suit division,
Merchandising team.
That's right. I got to
we get to the point to where we hire people to get it to different stages of approval. So
Okay.
we'll have the cast come in first. Okay, we like the general look of the season.
Right.
Then you get the samples come in. Okay, we like how these samplers make these changes. By
Right.
the time we get to production, then we ship it to the stores. So we kind of oversee the whole process until it gets shipped to the stores.
But to simplify for people watching,
Yes.
if you have an intellectual property and you have registered your name, not just on a website, you went to the United States Trademark of the USPTA, United States Patent Trademark Office. You put your name in a category. So your name would be Drink Champs, and it could probably be in liquor. It could be in everything else, right? There's a category. Don't just say your website. Because if you say, well, I got the Drink Champs website, or you go, listen, my son's name is, Todd. I'm going to name my clothing brand Todd. Well, I always say, well, my next son's going to be named Apple, and my next son after that's going to be named BMW. You can't just say that. Once you get the category, whoever you are, you can license your name to somebody. You can go to Middle America right now. You look up and down the street, like Main Street everywhere. It's empty. Nobody's buying stuff. Nobody's going to those stores. Those stores all have inventory. Right. If you were a kid and you know that you're super fashionable, you're going to say, hey, my name is whatever it is. This is who my IP is, intellectual property. I'm going to do a TikTok with all your inventory in my store, on my site. I know you already got the goods. You're going out of business. Give me 50% of what I sell. Right. And you start naming it your brand. That brand could be the new Century Forever 21, that brand, right? And so what I'm trying to tell people is they can license their name as small as they are, create a name for themselves with their following, and make money. You can do it on Amazon too.
Right.
You ever see when you put in some name and it says sponsored?
Right.
That's just somebody who sees that you're making this, and they take it and they get an affiliation, and then they direct their traffic to you. And you get that cigarette or that whatever the case is, and they make money. So I'm trying to explain the best way to everybody watching this. They can do exactly what we did. They can start off today and be the next, I don't know who you want to call it, Target.
But don't get it twisted. Licensing and like Daymond said, covering these categories is expensive. We spend close to $300,000, maybe $500,000 a year just protecting our brand legally
legal fees
around
the world.
Right.
So it's not like you're gonna just have your brand protected everywhere. Choose where you think your best markets will be and grow as you can. You can't protect it everywhere.
You know how you can't protect it around the world? Remember the show we used to love, In Living Color?
In Living Color.
There was a band called In Living Color.
Yeah, the rock band.
The rock band. They, In Living Color, the TV show, didn't want to, because In Living Color, they were entertainment. In Living Color, the TV show is entertainment. In Living Color, the TV show didn't want to pay, and they got into a fight, and they said, shut it down.
Who had it first?
In Living Color, the band.
And they had a fight over the name?
Yeah, and that's why they had to cancel In Living Color.
Oh, that's terrible. No way.
That.
They had to cancel because of that?
I'll give you another example.
No.
Let me give you another example. This is legal eagle stuff. Our buddies, the ones who created the company Jordache and Guess and stuff like that, they come to us. They license our ladies. They come to us and they show us something, and it's two horses, two horses. And I'm like, what is that? They're like, this is a U.S. Polo Association. We've said, well, that's Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren goes, you're intruding on my mark. I'm going to take you to court. They go to court. Judge looks at them and goes, all right, when you can no longer do business, you're done. Get out of here. Ralph Lauren goes, good. See, get out. He says, no, Ralph. They bought United States Polo Association from the United States Polo Association that's 100 years old, who've been making clothes for 100 years old. They can cancel your mark. So what happens now is U.S. Polo Association doesn't have to advertise, market, do anything they ever want to do.
Live over there. See?
And they do $6 billion a year.
People buy that shit?
Yeah, they buy that.
And Ralph Lauren does all the advertising.
So it's whoever has it
they
longest?
say, go ahead, homeboy, you can play with it. The judge don't care about who's fly.
So whoever has
Wait,
it
hold on.
the longest.
God, I
They
don't
take
wanna
that
be
in
lost.
consideration. Yeah.
Same thing happened to seven of all mankind.
You can prove
Somebody
you
had
had it.
number
Wait, hold on,
seven.
yeah,
They take that
hold on,
into
wait,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of things.
Yeah, we blowing my mind. Wait.
And we gotta. I feel like we gotta dumb it down for layman's us.
Yeah, me.
Meaning us.
That shit was
can I
too
just
deep.
throw something real quick?
Hold on.
Like, does a poor man's copyright work in that sense for time stamping? Remember the poor man's copyright? You just send it to yourself in the mail. The idea.
That kind of works, but not as much anymore, because what had happened years ago was there was a guy who looked at every type of movie and said, wow, air brakes, wow, this, that, and sent in a whole bunch of trademarks. And that was earlier on in many years ago.
These titles?
He trademarked everything he saw in a movie. And he just sent in a letter and said, lightsaber. This, that. And what had happened was that's why it depends on you're talking about a patent, a trademark,
Right.
and or you have to prove that you're actually using that.
Yeah.
So was he successful? That person?
He was. He ended up making billions of dollars off of trademarking things he saw in every single movie for the next 50 years.
And no court could see through that scam?
It wasn't a scam at first. The law changes against this and that. And that's why you see that a lot of brands have expiring patents and trademarks. Now, there's difference with copyright. There's difference with trademark.
Right,
there's difference
right.
with patents and everything else. But the bottom line is I've seen it even on Shark Tank. One or two of my companies on Shark Tank, they could never, after all the advertising, all the marketing of that name they had, they didn't have it protected. Somebody else said cease and desist, and they took all the traffic after they got onto Shark Tank, and they
They'll
made
take your
millions of
inventory,
dollars.
they'll take all your shit.
So what's the ultimate protection in your
The bottom,
in your
the
opinion?
protection is exactly what Nori has said in the past. It's to make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's and understand the fundamentals of when you build a business, that you have your contracts in order, as we talked about. You can be in there with the family, but Keith knows his deliverables in our deal. Carl knows, and I know, right? In every relationship, you cannot be 50-50. One has to make a decision. 51-49. You have to have all of your stuff trademark and patent, because they say that for African Americans, the number one organization that puts them out of business, and not intentionally, it's the IRS. Because you don't understand what the fundamentals are and the basic of taxes and various other things. So if you start off a business, you're already African American, so you're getting discriminated against, so your loans are higher cost, right? Plus you're getting paid less. And then if your stuff is not in order, well, the government can't discriminate. They just have to do what they have to do. So everything from your